guys, welcome to episode 2 of my own personal fat loss phase series. So if you watched last week's video, you will know that I have just started my own fat loss phase. Today is Wednesday, July 3rd. And I literally started on Monday, July 1st. So I'm 2 days in. Last week I spoke all about setting it up and what that looks like for my calories, training, nutrition, targets, steps, all the things, setting up, getting started kind of episode. So go back and watch that one if you have not. But today I thought I would take you guys grocery shopping. Now, I know I said last week that my first video or my next video would be full day of eating. I feel like I do this every single time I do a fat loss phase. I say I'm gonna do a full day of eating, but I feel like it makes sense to go grocery shopping first. So I'm gonna take you guys grocery shopping and show you everything that I buy for a week pursuing fat loss. And then next week I'll show you what it looks like in terms of a day on a plate. I'm not gonna do a physique update today just because I'm literally 2 days in. So it kind of doesn't make sense, but when I film again next week, I like to film on Wednesday, we edit Thursday, Friday, we go live Monday. So it's quite a quick turnaround. So next week when I film on Wednesday, I'll be like a week and a half in, which is obviously not anything crazy in terms of progress and results, but it'll be a cool time to just film measurements, weights, all the things, and then we can do weekly from there. So no progress today because it's been 48 hours, but moving forward, we will do progress update every single week. Like I said last week, I'm looking at about a 14-week give or take period of pursuing fat loss. So she's 2 days in, feeling good, about to go grocery shopping. It's hard to film in the grocery store and actually talk about every single thing that we're buying. So I'll just show you a little bit of that, and then when I get home, I'll lay it all out and I'll show you what it looks like, what I've got, and why. Noisy dog. It's also super rainy today. Let's go shopping. Who's making all the noise? Hello guys, so I am home from groceries and everything is here on the bench, and I thought I would take you through each meal, what ingredients I got for what meal and what that looks like. Obviously we'll see it in day on a plate next week, but sometimes when you see day on a plate, people are like, oh, what brand is it, or whatever, I don't know, questions about the actual food. So I thought it'd be cool to break it down like this right now. So I will go through them one at a time. Okay, so I eat my meals at different times depending on what I'm doing for the day, what time I'm training, what time I'm working, etc. So there's no real order for the meals, but these are the meals that I eat most days. Obviously, as I go through my fat loss phase, I start to change things up if I get a little bit bored, but I'm pretty repetitive, I'm pretty simple. I like to just eat the same shit for a while. So these will be my meals for a few weeks, I would say, give or take just an odd different meal here or there. But I'll show you that if or when it happens. One of my first meals, we all know. The famous Eat Like Ruby bowl. So I've got so much YoPro here. These are big tubs of YoPro. When I'm on high calories, I usually go Chobani. When I'm on low calories, I go YoPro. The calories are really not that much difference. It's about 50 calories difference per serve, but I figure if you save 50 calories on 5 to 10 foods, it's actually quite a big difference on your day. So that's the base of the Eat Like Ruby bowl. And I always put berries in that. I go frozen raspberries. I usually go fresh strawberries, and that is just personal preference. I don't really like frozen strawberries. I just realized my cereal was missing, but that is because Shaq had already put it away. So this is the cereal that I use in the Eat Like Ruby bowl. I use this cereal every single day. I absolutely just love it. That's something people always ask about, what is your cereal? Here she is. Obviously, one of the key ingredients in that meal is my beloved Nutella. I love this meal. I've spoken about this so much. I love it because it's dairy, protein, calcium, fruit, fiber, whole grains. It ticks so many boxes and it's delicious. Big win on that meal. I think I've had that meal every single day for the last 4 years. So that won't be going anywhere. The second thing I have, I don't feel like I've spoken about this much, is I make my own iced coffee at home. I use skim milk. I buy my own coffee and I put that through my little plunger, and then I use one of these little sugar-free drinking chocolate sachets. And it's just a really good iced coffee. I think it's 100 and something calories, quite low on the calories, and you can make it quite big. Usually probably 10 months of the year, I would buy a hot mocha every day. I live for it. But when I go into a fat loss phase, I usually do this for a while. I don't really care about this 80% of the time, but obviously if you go and buy something like a mocha, you don't know how much chocolate they're heaping in. Maybe one day it's heaps, maybe one day it's not, but it's hard to know for sure if it's really the calories that they say they are. And I don't really care about that most of the time, like, because it would be probably a 50 cal difference at most. But there are times like right now, I want to be really on point, really know for a fact exactly how much I'm eating, see how that's working. Like, I don't want to have any uncertainty or leave anything to chance. I feel like this is a good time to just knuckle down and use that. And then, like I said, as a bonus, bit lower cal, bit lower cost, make the most of it for a few months. So I usually have that as my pre-training, like part of my pre-training meal. So it is a bit of carbs, bit of protein, obviously from the milk, but it's nothing crazy. So then I will usually just have one banana with that as well. Again, nothing crazy. If you followed along for all of my phases, and if you follow along on Instagram, you'll know I love a massive high carb pre-training meal. When I'm in a fat loss phase, I just can't really fit it in and make it work. If I still want to tick the boxes, get enough nutrients, stick within my calories, hit my protein and all of that, some of my pre-training carbs have to give in the fat loss phase. But between the coffee and the banana, I get enough, and I just make that work for the time being. Post-training, I always have protein without fail. So I didn't get this from the supermarket. Obviously, I get this from Muscle Nation. Use code Ruby at the checkout. But I honestly do love this. I've had a protein shake, I'd say like 9 out of 10 days for the last 10 years. Like, it's such an easy way to hit protein. I love to put this one, so this is choc hazelnut, and I love to put this on chocolate coconut water. This is an absolute goat. You guys have no idea. If you know, you know. This shit is so nice. And if you realized this was not in the shopping trolley, they don't sell this at my Woolworths, which is very unfortunate. So I have to duck over to Coles. Don't tell Woolies, because I'm a Woolies gal, but that's how much I love it. Go out of my way to get this because it's so nice. This is about, I think it's about 80 to 90 calories for 250 mils. I put that on my shake. Most people know shakes on their own don't taste that great. This with this, absolute game changer. And it's good potassium. So, whole nother story, but great way to get a little bit of potassium and freaking delicious. So, definitely rate that. One of my other meals that I have is eggs on toast, more like an omelet. There's a lot of shit that goes into this, but it's actually worth it, and it's actually very easy, trust me. 2 eggs, 1 egg white. Just dice up all of this capsicum into like diced cubes, whatever. And then on top of that, I put, like on top of the omelet, I put spinach, little tomatoes. I actually love tomato. You'll notice as I keep going, I eat a lot of tomato. Also put this Parmesan cheese on the top. So I just sprinkle it across, and it just adds like a little bit more flavor. Obviously, you know, plain eggs. I actually love eggs, but a little bit dull sometimes. This really spices it up for like cool calories and a little bit of extra protein. I have it with 2 bits of toast. So the toast that I use is this country split wholemeal toast. And the reason I get this is the slices are a little bit smaller than normal bread. So the calories are a little bit lower. For 2 slices of bread, you normally look around like 150 to 200 calories, give or take. For this, it's about 110 calories. Don't quote me, but close. So again, it's kind of like the YoPro. It's not gonna make or break your day, but again, if we say 50 there, if we say 50 there, and we add that up throughout the day, you can save 200 to 300 calories, which can be a game changer when you're trying to hit a low cal diet and fat loss. I also put just this light spread on the toast, just because I love like buttery toast. Who doesn't, really? But again, this is a light reduced fat one, and compared to normal like margarine or butter, it's again gonna save you a few calories. Add it up with everything else. Another little cal saving tip: reduced fat feta. I didn't buy this, I already had it in the fridge, so if you didn't see that in the trolley, that's why. But again, just a little bit low cal compared to normal feta, but still gives you like a nice little bit of protein. And then I also chuck on Nando's sweet chili jam. I actually saw someone else use this on Insta, and then when I looked at it myself, it's 21 calories for 15 grams. So that's pretty low, that's pretty light. It's got a bit of a hit to it. It says it's medium. You can feel the spice, but it's not too bad. It's actually quite cool. So I'll show you how I make that next week, because it's actually pretty low cal, pretty high protein, and quite tasty. I've been having it for dinner because I love it, and I'm like, I want to save this for the end of my day. And then I have one more meal. So it's almost like a taco bowl without the tacos. A taco-less taco bowl. So extra lean beef mince, I go 150 grams, great serve of protein, and then I add some of this taco seasoning, kidney beans, and also diced tomato, because like I said, I love tomato. And I have more tomato. Like I said, I literally have 3 things of tomato every day. And then I just have a big serve of lettuce with that as well. Again, it's quite a simple meal. Like I said, it's a taco-less taco bowl. It's quite a high volume, like bulked up meal for not too many calories and wicked protein. So those are all my meals. So we've got the Eat Like Ruby bowl, yogurt, fruit, cereal, Nutella, my fave. Then we've got homemade iced coffee, banana, protein shake on coconut water, omelette with 2 bits of toast, and then my meat and veg meal. Like I keep saying, next week I'll do day on a plate. I'll show you what it all actually looks like. I'll show you the measurements, how I make it, and all of those things. But I'm loving it. I feel like I'm gonna be able to consistently stick with these for the first few weeks, which is exactly what I want, to just get the consistency, get the adherence, and be able to know for sure how much I'm eating and assess how my body responds to that intake, to then know if I need to adjust anything with my calories or my targets or anything at all. So next week I will touch base with the day on the plate, but also physique update, bit of a progress update if there's been any movement with weight or measurements or anything like that. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all of the things. It's awesome to know that people are actually watching and listening and loving. So I'm gonna keep doing weekly vids right through my whole fat loss phase. So make sure you are subscribed so you can see next week's day on the plate.